The coming together of two fantastic icons, the Predator and Marvel Comics Wolverine, fighting one another. Here is my review for Predator versus Wolverine, issue 1. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this here review for issue 1 of Predator versus Wolverine. Yes, this is the first time that Marvel Comics has paired one of their characters fighting the Predator. It's the first time it's ever happened. Now the Predator, the rights to the Predator, a little bit of a backstory. The rights to the Predator used to sit with Dark Horse Comics, where they stayed from the late 1980s until just a few years ago when Disney acquired 20th Century Fox. With that acquisition came the Aliens and the Predator franchises. Disney, prior to this, had acquired Marvel Comics, so it stood to reason that these two icons, Predator and Alien, would end up under Marvel Comics. Marvel sat on them for quite a while and didn't do much with them, more so the Predator, until just recently. But now we have the pairing of and the coming together of these two characters. This is the first time that the Predator has met a Marvel Comics character in a story. Previously, the Predator has fought characters such as Batman, Superman, Magnus Robot Fighter, Tarzan, Judge Dredd, Archie, among others. But as I said, this is the coming together of a Marvel character and the Predator for the first time. So we're going to take a look at this comic. We're going to take a look at some of the panels. We're going to take a look at the art. I'll give you my rundown on the story. This may contain some spoilers, so you may want to read the comic first if that is what you plan to do. So let's do it. Okay, so this comic came out with many a variant cover, 4 of which I have here. We have this beautiful cover here of Weapon X Wolverine fighting the Predator, a Yautja. We also have a Scotty Young variant. Scotty Young variants are renowned within the comic industry, within Marvel Comics. He does a nice sort of younger Calvin and Hobbes-esque kind of art style there for Wolverine and the Predator. And my two personal favourites, this is a homage almost. It is a homage to a Wolverine comic of yesteryear where you had the reflection of the Hulk within the claws. But to juxtapose that, we have one of the Predator with Wolverine reflected in the Predator's claws. And these make a lovely pair. So let's take a look at the comic itself, shall we? So this comic, story-wise, it begins in modern day, and we have Wolverine in Canada, in the woods, in a bad state. Parts of his skeletal structure is showing. He's been through the wars. So we catch up with Wolverine late on in a fight with the Predator. And it looks like it's coming to a close as well. The fight's coming to an end. The Predator has caught up with Wolverine. And then we jump back. We jump back to 1900. 120 plus years ago on the Appalachian Trail, where Wolverine Logan is living a nomadic lifestyle out in the woods. He doesn't really want anything to do with anyone. But in comes a bad storm and he's forced into town. While this occurs, a predator comes to Earth on the hunt, where there's been other killed predators that have been murdered, have been killed, have come for the hunt and died. We are then introduced to some of the townsfolk, and a stranger comes to town claiming that his son has been kidnapped by these individuals, and he seeks out Logan to help track these individuals down. There's a bit of a brawl in there, but reluctantly he goes with the fella and to track down his son. While this is going on, we see the predator, much akin to the film Prey, work its way through several levels of creature, starting with a deer, seeing that the deer is of no match whatsoever, and honestly the horns would have no effect on the predator whatsoever anyway. Working its way up to mountain lions, to even an orca. The predator then sees some stuff in the woods, some heat signature, and goes and, well, we cut away from that, and Wolverine is on the hunt for this son with this fella. Whilst there, they come across a load of flayed bodies. These bodies are the bodies of the individuals that the predators, whose town the predator came across. They find the people that had purportedly kidnapped this individual's son, but it's all a setup. Wolverine goes in, kicks the crap out of them, only to find out that the fella in question, whose son had gone missing, had hired all these individuals to do a train robbery, and he wanted them out of the way so that he can take all the money for himself. Only he's then dispatched by the predator itself, and this then causes a fight between Wolverine and this predator. Wolverine gets run through by the predator. At the same time, the predator sustains injury from Wolverine. Wolverine, or Logan, I should be calling him at this stage. The fight is interrupted with the predator being drawn or pulled into a grizzly bear's cave, at which point Logan believes this is the end of the fight and leaves. Walks off, only for the predator to come out having killed the bear. We then jump, interestingly, to some years later, which I can only say to be the 80s or 90s, judging by the Liefeld-esque costumes that the members of Team X are wearing, Sabretooth included, where the predators have returned to hunt down Logan or Wolverine. Whatever way you want to call him. Only thing is that with his memory gone, because that's the point where we're at in his life, he cannot remember the predator. He has vague memories of the existence of the predator, but doesn't remember all this era of his life. So here we have a story that is set in 3 timelines concurrently. We have the modern day. We have 120 plus years ago. We have what could be the early 1990s. And the story ends there, to be continued next issue. Now, I had a lot of fun with this comic. There's a lot of inner monologue as you go through. A lot of stuff of Wolverine basically recounting. So he's recounting this sort of story here, goings on, because he does remember at the juncture we're at now, in present day. And it's kind of like, it's sort of life flashing before his eyes kind of a story. There's a lot of intrigue to be had. The art style I like very much. That being said, the Predator isn't as bulky as what I would like him to look. He is very, very thin looking. More akin to the Predators that we saw in the film Predators. The 3 newer ones, the hybrid ones. The different clan. However, face-wise, it's the original Predator. So, we've got some good art. We've got a good story, an intriguing story. We're thrown into the action from the get-go. The writer is Benjamin Percy, who's done a great job here. You have several different artists. Ken Langley, present day. Greg Land with Jay Leisten on inks for Young Wolverine. And Andrea DeVito for Team X. Now, Greg Land is quite a formidable artist of himself. He's drawn a lot of comics, and well, you can see that it's Greg Land art. So that is good in itself. So, you know, you have a juxtaposition between art styles. And to be honest, it works, because you're telling 3 different tales. The art style is very 80s, 90s or 90s looking there, which is great for it. There's something about it. It's the costumes, it's the big shoulder pads and the pouches and all that sort of thing that does it. But yeah, so we're given a comic here that is actually really good. It's a very good first issue. I had a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait for the continuing issues of this series. So, there we go. So there we have a walkthrough of the story and a review for Predator versus Wolverine, issue 1. Have you read it? What were your thoughts on it if you did? Did you like it? Didn't you like it? I did. I'm a big fan of the Predator as a movie character, a movie monster. It's nice to finally get a crossover comic with the Predator and Wolverine. And, yeah, thumbs up. What character would you like to see the Predator face off against? If you had the choice of another character, I mean, Kraven the Hunter would be a good one. Obviously, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But being a big Punisher fan, I'd love to see Punisher versus Predator. Although, with what's happening with the Punisher these days, that probably wouldn't happen. But you never know. Thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.